I haven't really talked about anything AI related, mainly because it is kind of a hard place to kind of talk about. Because every time somebody kind of comes through with some new idea of how to, copy an art style or, make some new image and all that type of stuff, it's hard to kind of fight back against it. Mainly because people are here for a convenience. That's really all it is. Like, if they can generate something through 5 seconds worth of like typing and just kind of have what they want, then that's what people are going to do. It's really unfortunate. It's very shitty, honestly, and it's a bitch made move. But at the very same time, that's just how people are going to be. They're going to generate what the hell they want to. And ultimately, that's just how it is, And it's a bit of a shame for a lot of reasons, Especially when it comes down to, the NSFW scene. Because obviously, we talk about artists a lot of the time on the channel when we can. Unless YouTube decides to just randomly take down those videos because it just wants to for whatever dumbass reason. But still, I try to bring up different artists a lot of the damn time because I really genuinely like their work, and I do appreciate the type of work they put in to make each and every frame of what they're working on so damn good. Like D-Art, for example, is just absolutely freaking amazing. If you haven't seen their work, it's very damn goated. No one moves the shit that D-Art can do. No one moves the ass cheeks that D-Art can just draw and make really look damn good. Same thing with Divine Wine. No one makes the same shit as Divine Wine. Pan's ass cheeks are still some of the best shit I have ever seen. And I think that's one of the things that we kind of have an edge on, is that we have precise animation skills when it comes to certain movements and certain things like that. Yes, AI is very much trying to capture that and try to keep up with it. But right now, it still isn't we're at a point where it's like, oh, it can keep up something perfectly and consistently and done in various, wide variety of ways. So when it comes down to something of that caliber, we're still pretty much okay in that part. But that's really all we got. Because as far as like drawing an actual image, like AI pretty much has people pretty much beat. But here's my whole thing when it comes down to it. I do think computer generated stuff is definitely, showing its head, and it's definitely showing how images can look, and they can look very decent and very good. But here's the whole last thing. I do feel like there is an element to those pictures that doesn't necessarily get captured all the way. The fact that the picture is at some points can be imperfect, that the fact that pictures can necessarily have some type of missing detail or something odd going on in certain areas of the picture. I do feel like because humans do have those imperfections with those drawings, I do think that's what kind of honestly beats it. Because I'm not gonna lie, sometimes when you draw something and it doesn't really turn out the way you exactly want it to be, it still can turn out to be a really dope ass picture. And even when AI decides to be like, alright, here's the same picture but way 10 times better, I feel like you're missing the trial and error part of the damn picture as well. You're missing a part of it where you have human input, genuine human input, that's not, typing up text in a box and then say, oh, there's the image and all that type of stuff. And that's just how it is. Then you got these people sometimes go out their way to be fake ass artists as well, try to go out their way to be like, yeah, I actually drew this, when realistically you just put it into a damn box and again just generate it like that. And that's like a whole nother thing, which honestly, if anybody is trying to like, do something like that or say this is art in a way, I feel like it's fair game to draw over their shit and high key kind of take it as their own stuff when it comes to like, a pose or, some type of setting in some shape and form or something like that. I feel like that's genuinely like, fair freaking game. At some point, I feel like somebody's going to try to screw over that part and try to screw over the artist on that. But when it comes down to it, I think it's genuinely fair effing game, because obviously AI pulls from many different sources and many different places where it steals information. And I know somebody could say, well, artists do that too. But at the very same time, we had to grind for our shit. We had to basically, look around and use maybe more than one reference and, actually kind of form up a picture in our heads to kind of make things work out and stuff, right? Sure, you could say the same thing, but there's a difference between what a computer does, taking random images and not necessarily putting any effort at all into their work, versus, what an actual artist can do. So, and again, for example, if someone were to take like an NSW artist, throw it into their art style into like a whole, computer, yeah, they can maybe copy it, but I feel like you're missing again a lot of those elements into it, right? It's just like how I felt when I was seeing the Front Innocent Gentai for the first time, when I was gushing over the art style of that, because I was blown by it because it looked so damn good for an old ass Gentai. And the level of detail was crazy, and it was a lot of years put into that damn Gentai. Only for AI to come through and try to copy it, and I'm just kind of like, that's something you just can't copy. I'm sorry. That's the one thing that you just can't copy. And even if somebody did improve the system to make it so, it's still not going to be the same damn thing. It just will not pop off. Same thing with the Studio Ghibli stuff, right? People are going crazy with the Studio Ghibli memes and all that type of stuff. But realistically, they're missing a lot of detail in itself when it comes down to it. And yes, somebody can easily come through and edit it and try to make it look like, oh, it's actually a proper thing and all that type of stuff. But you're still missing a lot of detail. And even then, the fact that you have to go back in and edit it just to make it work out tells me that the system ain't effing perfect, right? If it was so perfect, it would have it off rip. It would have it from the jump. Yet it doesn't. So it proves to me that there is still very much going to be flaws in your machine. So maybe don't get rid of artists just, automatically and immediately. That's just kind of how it is when it comes down to it. And again, plus, you also got the people that is with it and people that ain't with it. And you're going to have to deal with those type of people in that clash as well, too. So you're going to have to deal with that, too. I do think this whole thing is shitty and, again, scammy. But at the very same time, I do think as artists, we do have a advantage over computers when it comes down to it, because it still requires us to have input. It's still, hell, to be honest, it requires people to draw, for instance, to continuously get what people need, honestly. And if somebody were to and hell, there could be a realistic time where somebody, maybe Miyazaki or Studio Ghibli itself, could dead ass sue some people for the art style and the attempt of it and all that type of stuff. When it comes down to computer generated content, granted, that will be very, a shitty look for both that company and that guy. But at the very same time, it wouldn't be too uncalled for, because at the same time, it's like, well, it is their shit. It is something that they coined themselves, especially if they put a patent on it, or, it's like a trademark or a copyright or whatever for it when it comes down to the art style itself. But, that's just kind of ultimately how it is. Which, granted, can you copyright an art style? I don't know. I actually don't know, but that'd be interesting if you can. But my whole point is, look, I completely understand that when you see some AI content and it's the front of your face, yes, the computer can make it look very good. Yes, there is times where you want to see certain artworks of certain characters and no one's drawing them. And so you look at AI and you're just like, damn, this looks mad good. I've seen it a lot. I felt the same damn way. That being said, I would still rather be putting it into a human's hands versus putting it into a bitch ass computer. And hell, we can relate that to other things that isn't just art, because we can say that the same thing about what we talked about yesterday with the voice acting thing. Yes, I do think voices of actual humans mean something. I feel like it actually is worth a damn more than, what a computer can actually do. That being said, some voices are just very much belonging to terrible people, and they're complete assholes. And I didn't realize how bad it was yesterday about the whole new VA for Kanichi and how bad that shit went, because dear gosh, whose house VA is terrible. Like, I have never actually been this pissed before in my damn life, honestly. So yeah, forget her, I guess, and pretty much anybody that also just shitted all over this new VA too, because damn, unnecessary shit. But the point is, though, you can definitely, when it comes down to just AI in general, you can definitely still win over it. It's just gonna take a fight. It's gonna be some effort. You're really gonna have to try to do something a bit different, or just really hope that people don't completely shit all over people that just wants to draw stuff and then try to screw them over in the worst possible way and things of the sort like that, right? And really, the only way I could possibly see AI really going down, or at least getting shitted on in the worst possible way, is if everybody is just like companies start incorporating that shit and then they do it in the worst possible way, and then that's the only way I can see it working. And or less they decide to monopolize it, and then they get called out for that in some shape or form. Unfortunately, things are gonna get worse and things are gonna get a bit more hectic when it comes down to the computers and stuff like that. But at the very same time, if you're still someone that's drawing and you see all this stuff and you feel like giving up, don't give up. Just continue to draw, continue to make the content that you can, and definitely keep improving on it, because that's really the best thing that you can do. And show people your work. That's also like a very important thing too, because yes, people can very much generate the content and do all that stuff easily and make an art piece that's like whatever, but definitely still keep going, because one thing that I've really seen when it comes to especially anime and how characters are drawn with computers, they can only copy so much and they can only do so much. There is still a plethora of styles that people have drawn and the computer has not copied over. So you still have tons of different ways characters can look that a computer can't necessarily just sit here and do. And even when they do it, it could just come off as very shitty and very tasteless at times too. So again, it's a very annoying situation when it comes down to it. And I would rather just see more artists kick ass in this space and field instead of just a computer, like hell. And if we're gonna be honest, if I gotta talk about the whole being on every tag in World War 4, I would dead ass rather see artists cook up my artwork than see just some random ass AI images just doing the thing, because that's not a victory to me. To me, that's not how I would want to fill up that whole ass, tag of my name on World of the Poor. I wouldn't want to do that shit, because it's a bit ass. It's a bit ass, and genuinely, to me, it will be unacceptable for that shit. So, there's also that too. But that's really, I guess, all I really wanted to say for this one. Mainly because of the whole Studio Ghibli AI thing and how weird that shit is getting and all that type of stuff. And as I kind of look again through the arts appreciations that I have done before YouTube decided to take them down for whatever reason, I look at them, I see those artists, and I'm just like, damn, they are very talented individuals. They have very much a lot of skill under their damn belt. And it's so shitty that a dumbass computer system can come through, take the shit that they really been working on for years, and then just snap it all away because it's convenient, which is really some high quality Mickey shit. Like, if I'm gonna be honest, I get it, convenience, no one cares as long as the person that's consuming the content is just gonna get whatever the hell they want. They don't care. I absolutely get it. But at the very same time, that doesn't necessarily mean I have to be happy about it, and any artist should be happy about it when it comes down to it, because it is shitty. Let's just call it for what it is. It's definitely shitty. But that's really what I want to say for this one. So hopefully you did enjoy. If you did, be sure to like, share, subscribe, hit the bell notification way out. Also on socials, and if you'd like to donate to the channel, Kofi and Cash Out is available as well. And until then, it's boy Jay, sign off. Have a blessed day.